Coming at you from the Sacramento Hive, I'm Josh.
And I'm John. Welcome to LocalBeers.Buzz. We talk about those epic beers that you want to try. Hear about them here first. Today we're talking about...
Who let the hens out?
It wasn't me.
Hen House! Hen House! Hen House! We're talking about Hen House Brewing out of Santa Rosa. They're located at 322 Bellevue Avenue, Santa Rosa, California.
If you haven't heard of them before, they are an epic brewery. They also have a pretty poppin' social media account. Plus, you asked for it, so we're giving it to you.
Yes, we searched far and wide for these beers. We could not find them in Sacramento, so we went straight to the source. Picked them up in Santa Rosa and drove them right back up here for your viewing pleasure.
That's right. So let's get drinking these three epic beers. But first,
John's got something to tell you.
We grade on a 5-point scale. The first is appearance, the second aroma, third is flavor, fourth is mouthfeel, and fifth is overall impression. Did we like this beer? We also rank the beer on a 6-point scale. From sandbag this beer, which is leave it behind, to would I tattoo this beer on my face, because it's that crazy good.
First up, Hello 2022, which is a Helles-style lager coming in at 5% ABV.
Alright, let's look at this color.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is a really beautiful Helles-style lager. It's kind of golden, but it's more on the yellowish side. You know, it just kind of looks like your classic lager.
It has a little bit of a chill haze to it, but aside from that, it's basically see-through.
Yeah, it's great. I could see all of our staff through this, all 20 of them, standing behind the camera.
The biggest highlight too is it's got those little tiny bubbles moving all over it, and it has a perfect lace on the top.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of lagers is just the teeny tiny bubbles. It would be awesome if we had nucleation points on the bottom of our glasses. That would be even better.
I think one thing that is kind of surprising is how many lagers we've had here in Sacramento that just haven't had this perfect lace on the top and the continuous bubbles. It's like you either get one or the other.
Yeah, right, and this has both, so it's already off to a great start.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a sniff.
Ooh, the aroma's nice.
That's great.
Kind of like hay and corn.
Smells like Oktoberfest.
A little malty.
Smells like bread. Like not quite as bready as a Pilsner. Definitely those bread notes in there.
It also has like a nice kind of hoppy aroma, but not in your face. It's very German hops.
Yeah, you get that. You get those Tettnang hops right on your nose.
You get some noble varieties, definitely. Smells great.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how it tastes.
Oh wow. That is so good. It's nice, clean, and crisp. Exactly how it should be. That is so clean.
I can't describe a beer as clean. When I have a lager or anything like that, they're all supposed to be clean.
No.
But I mean, generally, yeah, it has a little bit of like bread character to it. It's a little bit malty, it's a tiny bit hoppy, it's very crisp and refreshing. It also, yes, it's clean, but the lager should be clean.
It's really crisp. I guess that's what I mean by clean. The flavor is clear and it's really crisp. Like it's a satisfying sip, you know what I mean? Like afterwards you're like, you get the right amount of malt and hops. I barely taste the hops in this. It's mostly just really just to balance the beer, you know?
Yeah.
It's not too malty, not too hoppy. It's just a nice firm meeting in the middle.
Honestly though, for most Helleses, I feel like it is just slightly too light and too refreshing for Helles. I feel like it needs just slightly more malt character to be like a really, really good Helles. It's decent. It's a decent lager, that's for sure. Very crisp and refreshing, but the Helles I'm looking for like a little bit more of a bready kind of body character to it. So it's not bad.
I always thought that Helleses were supposed to be extremely light. Extremely light.
Pilsner is supposed to be like extremely light and crisp.
I thought Pilsner was supposed to be extremely bready.
Yeah.
I'm all turned around.
Actually, none of them are actually supposed to be extremely bready. They're supposed to be well balanced.
Yeah, we're not like extremely, but the more bready.
Yeah, generally a Pilsner is just a single malt beer generally, whereas a Helles has a little bit more malt character to it. And they tend to have also a higher ABV.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because this is 5%. This is on the lower end. Well, for a German beer, that's actually kind of high. For a German beer, Germans are like operate in the 4% range.
Well, again, it depends on the style.
Yeah.
I feel like most houses I have tend to be like in that 6 range. They have a little bit more bready character to them, but sometimes they kind of overdo it. This one, it's nice and clean. It's very refreshing. It's kind of it's balanced, but it's just not as malty as it should be for the style.
Gotcha.
So for me, I'd say this is a 4-pack. This is a sharing beer.
I'd get a keg. I'd get a keg, and that's not even speaking about if it's to style. Just straight up, like you could call this an IPA, and I'd still get a keg of it. It is nice.
You'd be really
good.
wrong if you called it an IPA.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, but like this is really good, and the can art is just amazing. Like, I just want to stare at this for hours under like a strobe light. This is.
It'll make you blind.
What's coming up next, John?
Next, we have Many Worlds IPA. It's 7.2% ABV.
Sweet. Let's crack that open. And while we crack it open, a word from our sponsor.
Are you interested in taking your fermentation to the next level? Check out Hop Hero Homebrew Supply. We carry beer making supplies, wine making supplies, cider making supplies, the list goes on. Check us out at www.hophero.com. And we're back!
With beer!
Many Worlds IPA.
We're living in different worlds right now. I'm like here, and you're like here. John, I need you to be here right now.
Well, let's just look at it.
It looks like the perfect mimosa.
It is thick orange juice looking, and it's got a nice creamy white head. Yeah, it looks delicious. It looks like a mimosa, actually.
Yeah, right? It looks like a mimosa. All right, let's sniff this thing. Now, I gotta say, the second you crack this can open, I smelled it. Just the whole room smelled of it.
It smells like juicy, hazy IPA.
Yeah, like that's really all you can say about it. There's like, there's a bit of mango in there, some citrus. It's just,
It's got kind of a dank tropical fruit nose on it. You get some resin, you get some citrus, and then you get a little bit of mango just peeking up at the bottom. It's very, very nice to sniff. I want this as a cologne.
Right? Yeah. You get all the babes, dude.
Or just weird guys that want to sniff me.
That is probably it. You'd probably just get weird craft beer bros. They'd just be like, smells like beer.
Yes, it's got a great aroma. Let's see how it tastes.
Oh, that's good. It doesn't taste as good as it smells.
It's actually kind of weird. It tastes okay. He's correct. It does not taste the way it smells.
No, like it smells so much better than it tastes. Like I enjoy the taste, but typically it's the opposite way around. Smell is the foreplay and the taste is the main event. That is not what's happening here.
This is actually familiar. So we ran into a beer not that long ago that was similar to this from Hen House Brewing Company, where it was almost too citrusy, where it had so much like lime and lemon and kind of orange character together that you can taste some kind of clashing, but then as it sits in your mouth, it becomes kind of spicy and citrusy.
Yeah.
As it finishes.
It like burns like the top layer right off your tongue. Like, yeah.
I wouldn't say it burns, but it's definitely like a citrus zest character. I really like it. I think it's really unique. It's rare to find in beer, but it doesn't really mesh with the really juicy mango-y aroma of it. It kind of is, it throws you off a little bit because you think you're gonna drink this tropical drink, and then it turns out to be like super just straight citrus. Like
it's California citrus.
Yeah, like nothing else. It's not bad. It's actually good. It's not Josh's favorite though.
I love citrusy beers, but actually, Thin Line got really high marks from me. I remember that episode. Back to Many Worlds. I enjoy the flavor. You get a lot of citrus in this. You get that little bit of dankness and pine in there. You get a little bit of piney resinousness. Is that even a word? I'm gonna make it a word. Resinousness. Yes. I don't know. It's not doing it for me.
It's definitely just too citrusy. It's
yeah.
Like on my taste buds, I can taste lemon, I can taste lime, I can taste orange. It's just too much. They're starting to clash and get muddled together to be like this really spicy, citrusy note. And then mixed with the slightly bready body, it's just not sweet enough to carry those flavors over. If they were to make this beer slightly sweeter, or kind of downplay some of that citrus character, you could get a better flavor from it.
Maybe even cut it with some pepper. I don't know.
Well, it already has this really citrusy spice, which is where you're getting kind of that resin character from it.
Yeah.
I think it's delicious, but it would make more sense as a West Coast.
Yeah,
that
it
citrus
would.
character would be way better on a drier, cleaner finishing beer. This one has kind of a weird body to it, and there's the bready character to it that kind of throws that citrus character.
I would say I would order a second one. One glass is not enough to just pick apart this beer. I feel like I'd only order a second one to be like, I need to pick apart this beer.
I'm with you right there. Like, I would also finish the beer and order a second one just because it has so much going on in it, but it's really unclear what it has going on in it. It's got this really nice citrusy tropical character to it, but it's not tropical enough or sweet enough to go with the type of beer that this is. This is clearly some kind of hazy beer, but there's just too many things going in different directions. It doesn't work right. I wouldn't say that it's a confliction of hops. I would say that it's just too much of one certain hop because it's very citrusy and one-noted in one way. If they just dropped whatever's adding that really strong lemon zest character, it would be a much better beer.
Coming up next, we're taking a trip to Denver Airport IPA. At 6.3%, we're about to take flight. And we're back, coming to you from the Denver Airport. I'm sorry, drinking the Denver Airport.
Yeah, I'm not too excited to find out what the Denver Airport tastes like.
It tastes like sweat and shame.
I've been to the Denver Airport a few times. It actually smells like snow, even in the summer. It's weird.
What does it taste like?
I'm not about to find out.
I think we are.
I think we are. I think you're correct.
All right, let's look at this color. I was thinking something else, but yeah, let's go with hazy.
It's definitely another hazy beer. I don't know that this was a hazy
No,
beer.
it was not meant to be hazy. This is too clear to be hazy, but not clear enough to be clear. It's too clear to be hazy and too hazy to be clear.
I don't know about that. I'd say it's hazy enough to be hazy, but it's not clear enough to be clear.
Got it. All right. And like it's got a nice white head on it too, like that lacing. I'd say in all three of their beers, they've had good, nice bubbles. Like the lacing on top is nice. And they're all very effervescent. You can't really see the bubbles, but you know they're there because the head doesn't go away.
You should go to their brewery and see if you can measure their bubbles.
I would. I would bring a refractometer and just be like, let me see them bubbles.
All right, the aroma on this is
really good.
It's again pine fruit.
Pine fruit?
Pine fruit. Yep.
Pine fruit. So what is a pine fruit? Is that like a pineapple? Is it like a stone fruit? Anything with pine?
I would say it's any kind of fruit that is also piney. It's yeah, pretty non-descriptive.
So like a durian would be a pine fruit.
Well, no, I mean a pine fruit would be like it's fruity and it's piney. This is very piney. It's also very fruity.
Gotcha.
I get right away some cedar. I get some sap on the nose, but I also get a bit of mango and a bit of citrus. It's very, very nice to smell.
I see that.
This would be like my second choice cologne right here.
Gotcha. Second choice cologne.
Yeah.
This one would attract the craft beer girls, not the craft beer guys.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All those girls like mangoes.
All right. We'll see how it tastes.
Oh yeah. You know, I've been in a lot of airports. This is not how I expected an airport to taste.
So it tastes like a West Coast, but not hoppy enough.
It's not crisp enough
It's
either.
deceiving because this is now the second beer we've had from Hen House that had a crazy good aroma, but flavor is just not there.
It's weird. It's really weird. I'm getting a lot of pine. I'm getting a little bit of resin in there. And it's just not as tropical as the smell would make you believe.
It's got a little bit of body and breadiness to it, and it's a little bit dry. So this has some hop flavor to it. It's just not up to the level I'm used to for most of the IPAs I've had lately. It's got good hop flavor. It's a nice, clean, balanced IPA, but it's not really as in your face as most IPAs I've had. Like I'm generally looking for something that's a super hop on. This is just really well balanced, very clean. But at the same time, I mean, I might mistake it for a pale ale because it's so balanced and the hop side is so mellow. Maybe a 4-pack. I think this is a Sharon beer and that's about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say a Sharon beer, 4-pack. I like it. I don't love it, but I would drink more than one, maybe more than and I tell my friends about it. That's all, folks.
That's right. That's the end. We had a good time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below, tell us what you want to see in season 2. Whoever leaves the best idea that we will eventually do gets a prize.
Yes.
And the prize is that we will actually do it. You won't get anything actually. We will just actually do it.
Yeah. What a great prize. Way to spoil the prize.
They get to watch us do something they told us to. I think that's what everyone is yearning for.